You've probably walked by them unknowingly in the grocery store or pharmacy 1,000 times before. Or maybe you did stop to browse, but immediately got overwhelmed by the number of choices out there, all just for types of nail glue. Hi, I'm Maren. Welcome back to my channel, Maren Makes It. The goal of today's video is to deep dive into all the different Kiss nail glues, let you know which one I think is best, and explore the differences between all three of them. I already made a very in-depth video on Kiss at-home nail products, which I'll link down below, but I didn't really get the chance in that video to go deep into the actual different nail glues they make. If you're not familiar with the brand Kiss, Kiss is a brand of beauty products that's been around for a really long time. They're very widespread. You can find them in most pharmacies and grocery stores in the United States, as well as stores like Walmart and Target. They're probably most known for their at-home nails and their at-home eyelashes. So when you buy a package of Kiss nails, this is what's inside. So it will always come with a little glue that comes inside of the package. Now, when I first started using Kiss nails a few years ago, they had a different glue than what comes in the packages now. It seems like they're moving now more towards their pink glue, being the default glue that comes in these cartons. So this is just the regular pink glue. Now, that's unfortunate for me because I find this pink glue works a lot less good than their original glue that used to come in the packages. So in my original video, somebody had commented asking me if these wear times were for the glue that comes in the package. Yes, I meant that wear time for their original glue that came in the package, but it does seem like now more of their nails are coming with the pink glue, and I have some thoughts on the pink glue. Anyways, I'll be the first to admit that I don't really like the pink glue and it doesn't really work for me. If you want to get an idea for just how bad the pink nail glue works for me, check this out. I have so many of these left over because they come in each package and I don't end up using them, but I also feel bad throwing them away because they're completely unused. Maybe I think one day I'll find a friend who really does like the pink glue and I'll give them to that friend. By the way, this black band and this green banded one, they're the same. It just seems to be an updated or an alternative packaging. And I don't know why sometimes it's the one with the black and sometimes the ones with the green that comes in a package. I've been trying to pinpoint what exactly it is about that glue that I don't like, but it seems like it just never quite fully sets or dries for me. And then the nails just basically pop right off during the day. So I can honestly barely keep them on for an hour, or they just never really sets properly for me at all. I never feel like I have the strength like I have with these nails. Like it never feels securely attached. For example, like with these nails, I feel like I could do anything. I feel like they're so solid on my nails, but with the pink glue, I just never get to the point of that. I feel like they're always still a little bit wet and a little bit prone to detaching. Like I said, I can barely get that glue to set at all. Now, if anybody out there is watching and you love the pink nail glue, let me know in the comments down below. Somebody must be loving it because they're changing it to be the default in most of their packages, so they must be getting feedback that that glue is popular somehow. Luckily for us, we have 3 other really good glue options from Kiss. So there is the Brush On, the Precision Tip, and the Max Speed glue. Is it slightly annoying that you have to buy another separate thing with your nails and you can't just use the default glue in the package? Sure, but this costs about $4 at Target, so it's not exactly going to break the bank. And yes, I know there's some finance bro out there that would say, well, $4, if you invest that today, you'll have $1 million in 60 years. But you know what? I'm saving so much money by doing my own nails at home that I think that $4 is well worth it. I will still show you all 3 of these up close, but honestly, after years of trying these, I found very little difference between the 3 other than the shape of the bottle and the shape of the tip of the applicator. But in terms of the wear time I actually got out of the glue, the way the glue looks and smells and feels on my nails, I really noticed almost no difference between these 3. So the Brush On glue says that this is their Flex formula, which is supposed to deliver ultra hold. There is another one that's going to be the Flex formula, and that is the Precision Tip one. If I open this up for you guys, you can see that it basically looks like a paintbrush. It almost looks like clear nail polish, and you just paint that on your nails, and you use that, and then you apply the false nails on top of it, basically. I would say the Brush On has a slight advantage of being able to brush it into the corners of your nails. You can be really precise with where you apply the glue. The one thing I really don't like about the Brush On though is it's very hard to get enough glue out of there to actually be able to stick the nails on and have them hold, because if you just paint your nails with a thin coat the way you would with nail polish, that will not be enough glue to securely secure the nails onto your natural nails. I sometimes will use the brush-on glue in combination with one of the other two glues I'll show you, and I'll basically squeeze some of that glue on to my nail, and then I'll use the brush to brush it out and basically spread out that glue. But basically I'm using the other glue applicator to get more glue out than I can ever get out of that little bottle, and then I'm using the paintbrush tip front to spread it out the way that I want it to be spread out on my nails, if that makes sense. Then with any of the glue on nails, I'll also put a drop of glue on the back of the nails, and again I can use that brush to brush the glue across the back of the nails and get a little bit more even distribution of glue. So I would say in terms of that, being able to distribute the glue evenly across your nail bed is definitely an advantage that comes with that Kiss glue. Now the precision tip glue has the pointiest front to it, so it makes it I guess in some ways it's supposed to make it easier to use. This is again that ultra hold formula compared to the next one we'll see, which is called a slightly different formula, but this is supposed to be the same formula that's in the brush on glue. I really don't notice that much of a difference. I mean, I think this is it's an easy tip to use because it's longer, I guess, but I don't really feel like the other ones are hard to use because of the shape of their tip, if that makes sense. So I think that this is a good option, but I don't think it's anything crazy or special. The last option for the glues is the Max Speed Power Flex glue. So this is the one that says superior strength formula for ultimate bond, so it's supposed to be a little bit stronger than the brush on and the precision tip glue that I showed you earlier. Personally, I didn't really notice much of a difference using it, but this is what the front of that one looks like. So it's more of a short tip, but I don't really have any problems applying from any of the different shapes of the bottle. And this bottle is nice. I think this is probably the biggest bottle or the most amount of glue that you get with any of these. And now I've been doing this for 2 years at home, so I know it's not my application method that's off, because I've also been able to wear the Kiss nails for up to 2 or 3 weeks with the right glue, that is. So then of course you have to ask yourself, what changed? What is it about the pink glue that is so different? So I decided to play beauty detective and figure it out. All this got me curious, and I decided to look up the ingredients in all 3 of our Kiss glues that we've been comparing the whole time. So guess what the ingredients are of this one? Ethyl cyanoacrylate, triacetin, polymethyl, methacrylate, and BHA. Guess what the ingredients are for the brush-on glue? Ethyl cyanoacrylate, triacetin, polymethyl, methacrylate, BHA. Guess what the ingredients are for the Max Speed glue? Ethyl cyanoacrylate, triacetin, polymethyl methacrylate, and BHA. So they're all the same. All 3 of these glues have the exact same 4 ingredients. So literally they're all the same. So no wonder I notice almost no difference in the actual wear time I get from these products, because they're all really similar. Now technically the percentages of the different ingredients could vary, so one of them could have 95% this ethyl cyanoacrylate, that first ingredient, and another one could have 90% of that ingredient, and both situations would make it still be listed as the top number 1 ingredient in those. But overall, the ingredients, they're very similar. The order they're in is very similar. We just don't know the exact proportions, but there's really going to be no way to ever figure that out. But the bottom line is these 3 really are that similar. Okay, so the wear times I gave in my original Kiss video, those are going to be for when you use one of these 3 glues I just showed, or Krazy glue. And don't call me crazy, but keep listening. So I'm a big arts and crafts person, and I had noticed that these glues smell a lot like Krazy glue. Don't smell glue, by the way. Don't do this at home. I can't describe the smell exactly, but if you know, I feel like you know, and it's a very distinct smell. So I decided to look up the ingredients in Krazy glue, and it is 99.95% ethyl cyanoacrylate. Yeah, did anybody guess that? Would you have guessed that? This ethyl cyanoacrylate is also the number 1 ingredient in all 3 of the Kiss glues. And if you're wondering what the other ingredients in Krazy glue are, there's just one other one, and it's acrylic, and that accounts for 0.05% of the Krazy glue. So the vast majority of Krazy glue is basically entirely this ethyl cyanoacrylate. And yes, they're also very similar to Krazy glue. So yes, I have started using Krazy glue sometimes for my nails when I just couldn't find the right product in the drugstore. I did look up Krazy glue to see if it was toxic to humans or if they said anything about using it on yourself. And here's a quote from their website. Krazy glue is made up of 99.95% cyanoacrylate and 0.05% acrylic. Defined as a non-toxic, colorless, fast-acting adhesive, it can provide up to 1,000 pounds per square inch of bonding strength. Now, at this point in time, I was deep down the nail glue internet rabbit hole. I mean, deep. And I started to wonder about the pink glue and if I could find any chemical ingredient type differences between the pink glue and our other glues. Now, the ingredients for the pink glue are ethyl cyanoacrylate, polymethyl, methacrylate, BHT, and red 22. So our pink glue still has ethyl cyanoacrylate as the main ingredient, but it doesn't have triacetin at all. Triacetin at all? Triacetin? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going with triacetin. It has BHT instead of BHA, and it also has red dye added to it, which is probably what makes it pink. So actually it's the most different of all the glues we've looked at today in this video. Naturally, I looked up triacetin next to try and figure out exactly what that was, and it's actually related to acetic acid, which is more commonly known as vinegar. Look at that. Triacetin seems to be used all over the place, from a solvent to antifungal drugs to as a food additive. So I figure if it can be used as a food additive, it's relatively safe. So even with all that info, I'm not exactly sure how that changes, what it would be doing to the nail glue or why the nail glue would be stronger with it. But I do think it's interesting to know this background, and either way, I bet you learned something today. And if you did, and you didn't know this, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel so that you're notified when I post future videos. BHA and BHT are both used in food and cosmetics as preservatives. There's actually a lot of debate online when I was researching this about whether or not they actually should be in our food and our cosmetics, but I feel like that's a different can of worms for a different day. But if you're dead set on avoiding them, I guess there's always Krazy glue without it. Anyways, my guess is that it's the triacetin or it's the proportions of these different ingredients used that makes that pink glue so much different than the original glue, because I don't think the BHA and the BHT are different enough to be making that difference. I also don't think adding red dye likely will interfere with the strength of your glue. So my guess would be it's that triacetin or it's the exact proportions and ratios of the ingredients used that are making that big of a difference. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of these glues? Do you like the pink glue? Do you like the original glues? Have you tried any of these? Have you tried all of these? I would love to hear your opinions. Obviously, somebody out there must like the pink glue, because otherwise they wouldn't be changing that to be their default glue that comes in the packages. Somebody must be liking that glue better. I know there's also a lot of personal factors in determining whether a nail glue works for you. For example, my sister cannot wear the gel stick-on type nails. They don't hold at all on her, and they hold for about 5 days on me usually. So I think that has to do with the oils and sort of the skin chemistry around your nails and in your fingers. So it's totally possible that the pink glue is working phenomenally for other people out there while it's not working at all for me. And in the meantime, I guess I'll just keep buying these other glues. Before I leave you, I want to give you some general glue on nail tips as well, just to help you get the longest possible stay of your nails. So my number one tip is make sure there's no air bubbles from the start. Air bubbles are where the nails will start to separate from your natural nail bed over time, because water will get in there when you're washing your hands, and that gives space for the glue to start to dissolve. So making sure from the start that you have no air bubbles is the best way to prevent this from happening to you. My second tip is to wipe off any excess glue with rubbing alcohol. So when you apply your nails, you might have a little bit spill out. When you push a nail down, a little bit of glue might spill out onto the side, right? And that glue kind of dries into a weird hardened crust, which eventually falls off. But if you want to get that glue off right away and have your nails look great right away, you can use rubbing alcohol while it's still wet to really quickly wipe it off. My third tip is don't apply the nails immediately after you put the glue on. So when I do my nails, I'll put glue on my natural nail, I'll put glue on the fake nail back, and then I'll wait a second, like I'll blow on it a little bit, or I'll wait a second, almost like what you do with eyelash glue, where you wait for it to get a tiny bit tacky before you actually apply it. I find that makes my nails hold better, and it makes the glue less messy somehow. There is such a thing though as waiting too long, and it's a little bit hard to tell with a clear nail glue exactly when is that sweet spot for when you should be gluing it. But I would say if I did it Maybe wait 5 to 10 seconds before you apply it. It's not one of those things where you're trying to apply them immediately as fast as possible once you've applied that glue. My fourth tip is that humidity greatly affects the setting time of your nails. So if you apply these in a humid place, that nail glue will take a lot longer to fully set than if you live in a dry climate. My fifth tip is don't get your nails wet for a few hours after you apply them. Until that glue is 100% solid, it's best to avoid water as long as you can. That gives that glue a chance to really fully set, and that will extend your wear time dramatically. So as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to hear your thoughts on these nails in the comments down below. Bye, YouTube.